Johnny Cash. Well, my daddy left home when I was 3. He didn't leave very much to my mom and me, except this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Now, I don't blame him because he run and hid, but the meanest thing that my daddy ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought that it was quite a joke, and it got a lot of laughs from lots of folk. Seemed I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle and I turned red, and some guy'd laugh and I'd bust his head. I'll tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. But I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fist got hard, my wrist got keen. Roamed from town to town to hide my shame. But it made me a vow to the moon and stars I'd search the honky-tonks and bars till that man had given me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July, and I just hit town and my throat was dry. Thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. At an old saloon on a street of mud, and there at a table dealing stud, sat the dirty mangy dog and named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn out picture that my mother had. Knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Now you're gonna die." Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, come up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. Then I busted a chair right across his teeth, and we crashed through the walls and into the street, kicking and gouging in the mud, the blood, and the beer. Well, I'll tell you, I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. Kick like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. Well, I heard him laughing and I heard him cuss, and he reached for his gun, but I pulled mine first. He stood there looking at me and I saw him smile. He said, "Son, this world is rough, and if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough." And I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I give that name and I said goodbye, and I knew you'd have to get tough or die. It's that name that'll have to make you strong. He said, "Now you just fought one heck of a fight, and I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in your gut and the spit in your eye, 'cause I'm the..." I ain't gonna say that in front of you. What could I do? Well, I got all choked up and I threw down my gun. I called him a pa and he called me a son. Come away with a different point of view. And I think about it now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a boy, I think I'm gonna name him John Carter. Well, now I've been doing a lot of rambling around. Glad that I could ramble back to Little Rock Town. Well, me and this old auditorium both had a change for the better lately. It was about 18 years ago, I think, the first time we were here at the Robinson Auditorium. A lot of water went under the Arkansas River Bridge since then. A lot of other things have gone through us, too. It's good to be back. Here's a song that kind of tells it like it used to be for us when we were kind of searching for something, looking to see what was over that next hill, around that next bend, behind that next door. Thought we were looking for peace and happiness, contentment. It wasn't out there. It was right inside. I'll tell you more about that later. There were times that we woke up after a long, hard Saturday night in some cold, lonely back room with Sunday morning coming down. Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head that didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. Then I fumbled in my closet closet, threw my clothes and found my cleanest dirty shirt. And then I washed my face and combed my hair and stumbled down the stairs to meet the day. I smoked my mind the night before with cigarettes and songs that I'd been picking. Then I lit my first and watched a small boy cussing at a can that he was kicking. Then I crossed the empty street and caught the Sunday smell of someone frying chicken. And it took me back to something that I lost somewhere, somehow along the way. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something in a Sunday that makes the body feel alone. And there ain't nothing short of dying half as lonesome as the sound of a sleeping city sidewalk and Sunday morning coming down. I guess the reason why you get to feeling lost and alone on a Sunday morning, if you're anywhere but churches, because that's where your mama took you when you was a kid. That's the way it was with me. And when I'd wake up finding myself somewhere besides the church on Sunday morning, no matter if it was a church house or if it was a little corner in the house that I made for myself and called it a church on Sunday morning, I wasn't there, I was out of place for some reason. So you spend the rest of the day trying to figure out what it was that you lost. In the park I saw a daddy with a laughing little girl that he was swinging. And then I stopped beside a Sunday school and listened to the songs that they was singing. Like ringing in the sheaves, and then I went on down the road, and somewhere far away a lonely bell was ringing. And Lord, it echoed through the canyon like a disappearing dream of yesterday. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something in a Sunday that makes the body feel alone. And there ain't nothing short of dying, no, half as lonesome as the sound of a sleeping city sidewalk and Sunday morning coming down. Dedicate this song to all my kinfolks in Arkansas, hard-working Cashes and Rivers and Hurst and McKinney's, Fords and all of them. A lot of them I know put in 8, 10, 12 hours a day of toil and sweat. Always got somebody looking down their neck trying to get more out of them than they ought to have to put in. After 29 long years of working in the shop with Oney standing over me, the day when that old whistle blows, I'll check in all my gear and I'll retire. The superintendent just stopped by and said they'd planned my little get-together. And he said I'd have never made it if old Oney hadn't held me through the fire. I've seen him in my dreams at night and woke up in the morning feeling tired. And old Oney can't remember when I came here how he tried to get me fired. With his folded hands behind his back, each morning Oney waited at the gate. He'd rat rave like I'd committed murder, clocking in 5 minutes late. But today they'll gather around me like I've seen them do when any man retires. And old Oney's gonna tell me from now on I'm free to do what I desire. They'll present me with that little old gold watch they give a man at a time like this. But there's one thing he's not counting on. Today's the day I'll give old Oney his. I've been working, building muscles. Oney's been standing around to get the salt. And today about 4:30 I'll make up for every good night's sleep I've lost. When I'm gone I'll be remembered as a working man that put his point across. With the right hand full of knuckles, today I'll show old Oney who's the boss. What time is it? 4:30. Make a dedication now to somebody that hardly ever gets a dedication, to the working man's wife, the woman that stands behind that good hard working man. I remember my mom finishing up the breakfast dishes and coming on out and getting in the field about 7 o'clock. Before we really got started good, she'd already cleaned up the house and was out in the cotton patch. She'd go back in about 11 o'clock to cook dinner. Not lunch, dinner. It was breakfast, dinner, and supper back then. And then she'd come back out about 1 o'clock and pick the rest of the day and shop. Dedicate this to my mom. These hands aren't the hands of a gentleman. These hands are callous and low. These hands raised a family. These hands built a home. And now these hands raised to praise the Lord. These hands won the heart of my loved one, and with hers they were never alone. If these hands fill their task, what more could you ask? For these fingers have worked to the bone. Walter Cunningham. That pretty, Walter. Happiness. tired and getting old, and I'm getting silver where there was gold. Maybe things ain't been all that I planned, but God above, hear my plea when it's time to judge me. Take a look at these hard working hands. Lord, she's restless like cotton candy clouds that sail the day, slow and free, and she possesses a mind that can resign itself to stay along with me. Though I've tried and tried to keep her tied and satisfied until she really needs me, yes I do. But when that certain look comes on her face, I can't replace it, and she leaves me. She's a butterfly in mid-July who just can't wait to try her brand new wings on brand new things. And she needs no rhyme or reason when she goes. Her mind is on what lies beyond that wall of blue horizon, I suppose. And heaven knows she'll go sailing off on any old wind that blows. Yes, she will, yes, she will. She'll go sailing off on any old wind that blows. I know she needs me about as much as I need someone else, which I don't. And if need be, I swear someday I'll up and leave myself, which I won't. But even if she loved another man, I'd understand it more than I do. But I know the only reason that she ever has for leaving is she wants to. She's a butterfly in mid-July who just can't wait to try her brand new wings on brand new things. And she needs no rhyme or reason when she goes. Her mind is on what lies beyond that wall of blue horizon, I suppose. And heaven knows she'll go sailing off on any old wind that blows. She'll go sailing off on any old wind that blows. About the time back a few years ago we were on Sun Records, we first started out. One of the greatest songwriting talents, performing artists in the world, at his beginning too. His name was Charlie Rich. Here's just a little bit of one of his songs. You cut out your dancing and you never see a show. Friends come by to pick you up and you hardly ever go. It seems your head is in the clouds above. You've got the way of a woman in love. I walk by your house at night and hope that I might see the guy that's got you in a spin. I wish that guy was me. I don't know why it's you I'm dreaming of. You've got the ways of a woman in love. I'm very honored tonight to have in the audience one of the world's greatest talents, Mr. Charlie Rich. Would you take a bow, Charlie? Charlie, put the light out there with you. Well, he's out there somewhere. You would have liked the way he looked if you'd have seen him. Hey, Charles. There he is. At my door the leaves are falling. A cold wild wind will come. Sweethearts walk by together, and I still miss someone. I go out on a party and look for a little fun, but I find a darkened corner, 'cause I still miss someone. Though I never got over those blue eyes, I see them everywhere. I miss those arms that held me when all the love was there. I wonder if she's sorry for leaving what we've begun. There's someone for me somewhere, and I still miss someone. I'll work it. It's all we like to do. Busted flat in Baton Rouge, waiting for the train, feeling about as faded as my jeans. Bobby flagged the diesel down just before it rained, took us all the way to New Orleans. Then I pulled my harpoon out of my dirty red bandana and was blowing sad while Bobby sang the blues. With the windshield wipers clapping time and Bobby clapping hands, we finally sang a bitter song that driving you. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing ain't worth nothing, but it's free. Feeling good was easy while Bobby sang the blues. Feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me and Bobby McGee. From the coal mines of Kentucky to the California sun, Bobby shared the secrets of my soul. Standing right beside me, Lord, through everything I'd done. And every night she'd keep me from the cold. Then one day near Salinas, I let her slip away, looking for the home I hoped you'd find. And I'd trade all my tomorrows for one single yesterday, holding Bobby's body close to mine. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing ain't worth nothing, but it's free. Feeling good was easy while Bobby sang the blues. Feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me and Bobby McGee. In a little cabaret in a South Texas border town, boy and his guitar, and the people came from all around, and all the girls from there to Austin we're slipping away from home and putting jewelry in up to take the trip to go and listen to the little dark-haired boy that sang the Tennessee flat-top box, and he would play. Well, he couldn't ride a wrangle, and he never cared to make a dime, but give him his guitar, and he'd be happy all the time. And all the girls from 9 to 90 were snapping fingers, tapping toes, and begging him don't stop, and hypnotized and fascinated by the little dark-haired boy that played a Tennessee flat-top box, and he would play, let it get Bob. That's Bob Wooten on the guitar. Then one day he was gone, and no one ever saw him round. He vanished like the breeze, but they forgot him in the little town. But all the girls still dreamed about him and hung around the cabaret until the doors were locked. Then one day on the hit parade was a little dark-haired boy that played a Tennessee flat-top box, and he would play. This is a song that started it off for us. The first time we were ever in Little Rock, this is the first one we did. Luther Perkins played the guitar then. Nobody could ever touch his style. I want to thank Bob Wooten for doing a fantastic job on the guitar, though. Bob Wooten. Hey porter, would you tell me the time? How much longer will it be till we cross that Mason-Dixon line? When we hit Dixie, would you tell that engineer to ring his bell and ask everybody that ain't asleep to stand right up and yell? Hey porter, what time did you say? How much longer will it be till I can see the light of day? When we hit Dixie, would you tell that engineer to ring his bell and ask everybody that ain't asleep to stand right up and yell? Let it get Robert. Weeping willow how to cry, and I showed the clouds how to cover of a clear blue sky, and the tears I cried for that woman are gonna flood you, big river, and I'm gonna sit right here until I die. Well, I met her accidentally in St. Paul, Minnesota, and it tore me up every time I heard it drawl, southern drawl. Then I heard my dream, went back downstream to Morton and Davenport, and I followed you, big river, when you called. Hey. His orders at Monroe, Virginia, said, Steve, you're way behind time. This is not 38, this is old 97. Put her in the dispenser on time. And then he turned around and said to his big greasy fireman, shovel on a little more coal. And when we cross that White Oak Mountain, watch old 97 roll. And then a telegram came to Washington Station. This is what it said. It said that brave engineer that run on 97 is lying down in Danville Bay. Cause he was going down the grade, making 90 miles an hour, when a whistle broke into a stream. Found in the wreck, with his hand on the throttle, scalded to death by the steam. yonder coming down that railroad track. Hey, look yonder coming down that railroad track. That's that orange blossom special, bringing my baby back. Get some sand in my shoes. I'm gonna go to California and get some sand in my shoes. I ride an orange blossom special, Lucy's New York blues. See, I was hanging around the switchyard, minding my own business like I always do, when a man came up to me and he said, "What are you hanging around here for, Joni?" And I said, "For whatever's going around." And then he said, "Ain't you worried about getting your nourishment in New York?" And I said, "I don't care, but it's that. Well, you talk about it rambling, she's the fastest train on the line. Hey, talk about her rambling, she's the fastest train on the line. Well, that's that orange blossom special, rolling down a seaboard line. February 15th in Memphis will be the premiere of a movie called Gospel Road, a film produced by June and I about the life of Christ. An hour-and-a-half film that tells our story. We tell the story. Part of the story is told in song. And I understand Gospel Road will be coming to Little Rock sometime between now and Easter. And we hope you get a chance to see it. It'll be running at one of the theaters here in town. Some very good songs in the film to help tell the story. One was written especially for a scene where a man called Nicodemus comes to Jesus and asks him some very important advice about how to get eternal life. Jesus said to Nicodemus, "You must be born again." Come down from your golden throne to me, to lowly me. I need to feel the touch of your gentle hand. Remove the chains of darkness and let me see, Lord, let me see just where I fit into your master plan. I never thought I needed help before. I thought that I could get by myself. But now I know I just can't take it anymore. And with a humble heart on bended knee, I'm begging you please help me. And Jesus said to Nicodemus, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth on him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Lord, help me to walk another mile, just one more mile. I'm tired of walking all alone, and Lord, help me to smile another smile, just one more smile. I just can't make it on my own. I never thought I needed help before. I know what you mean, Nicodemus. I thought that I could get by myself. But now I know I just can't make it anymore. And with a humble heart on bended knee, begging you please help me. Jesus walked the length and breadth of the land of Israel. He spoke his words of simple beauty, of peace and love and understanding. And everywhere he went, the people followed him in such multitudes that they walked on top of each other just to get close enough to touch the hem of his garment, the hem of his garment. Lord, touch the hem of his garment. He himself being the greatest miracle of all. And he came to the city of Bethsaida, and a blind man was brought to Jesus. And the blind man said, well, if you'd only stop and touch me, if you'd only stop and touch me, if you'd only stop and touch me, I know I could see. If you'd only stop and touch me, if you'd only stop and touch me, if you'd only stop and touch me, I know I could see. So Jesus touched me. He laid his hands on the blind man's eyes and he said, now open your eyes and tell me what you see. And I can almost see that man opening his eyes for the first time, looking around and seeing the dim outline of all the people around him, and he said, I see men as trees walking. I see men as trees walking. I see men as trees walking. I'm beginning to see. I see men as trees walking. I see men as trees walking. I see men as trees walking. I'm beginning to see. So Jesus touched him one more time. He put his hands on his eyes and he said, now open your eyes and look up and tell me what you see. And the man said, I can see all men clearly. I I can see all men clearly. I can see all men clearly. I've begun to see. I can see all men clearly. I can see all men clearly. I can see all men clearly. I've begun to see. Named the numbered disciples. The number was 12. There was Peter, James, Andrew, John, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, Thaddeus, Simon the Canaanite, and Judas Iscariot. And he told them to go his way and preach his gospel. And for a very short ministry, the people were healed and the poor heard the gospel. Well, just before his time was come, at the house of a friend in an upper room, Jesus gathered around the table for a Last Supper with his friends, with his 12 disciples. And he was telling them that one of you will betray me and one of you will deny me. And they said, Lord, is it I? Lord, is it I? Lord, is it I? Is it I? Will one of us be ashamed to mention your sweet name? Lord, is it I? Is it I? I can tell by your faces that you don't understand the awesome things you felt and seen at the touch of my hand. But someday you'll understand it when the Father means for you to. But for now, drink the cup and break the bread, and I'll eat my last supper here with you. Have a little bread, Simon. Pass the wine to James, my brother. Go ahead and eat, friend. And love one another. Have a good time, boys. 'Cause tomorrow I must die. And I'm never more gonna eat with you again till we eat the marriage supper in the sky. Have a good time, children, though I'll not be long abiding. Better eat now, brothers, 'cause tomorrow you'll be hiding, fearing for your lives, fellas, 'cause you followed after me. But after tomorrow you're never gonna fear again. I'm gonna loose the chained and set the captives free. Yes, I can tell by your faces that you don't understand the awesome things you felt and seen at the touch of my hand. But someday you'll understand it when the Father means for you to. But for now, drink the cup and break the bread, and I'll eat my last supper here with you. Hope you'll be watching for Gospel Road. Came across that Arkansas River today. I was thinking about many, many years ago when I was a little bitty kid. We came across that river one cold, rainy January night, getting away from that flood water up in Mississippi County. That water had come down from the Ohio. Every bit of it come right across our cotton patch, right up to our front doorstep. I heard my daddy holler and ask my mama, "How high is the water, Mama?" 2 feet high and rising. "How high is the water, Papa?" hives are gone, I lost my bees, chickens are sleeping in the willow trees, cows in water up past her knees, 3 feet high and rising. How high is the water, Mama? 4 feet high and rising. How high is the water, Papa? She said it's 4 feet high and rising. Hey, come look through the window pane. The bus is coming, gonna take us to the train. Looks like I'll be blessed with a little more rain. 4 feet high and rising. How high is the water, Mama? 5 feet high and rising. How high is the water, Papa? She said it's 5 feet high and rising. The rails are washed out north of town. We gotta head for higher ground. We can't come back till the water goes down. 5 feet high and rising. Well, it's 5 feet high and rising. Well, Ray Cash had a pretty rough time those years. Clearing that mud out of that house after the flood. Running the chickens and the cats and the dogs and the hogs out so we could move back in when the water went down. But we planted a cotton crop the next year and it grew tall. I want to do this song for my daddy. Carl, you want to help me sing it for your daddy too? In a vine-covered shack in the mountain, bravely fighting the battle of time. There's a dear one who's weathered life's sorrow. It's that silver-haired daddy of mine. If I could recall all the heartache, dear old daddy, I've caused you to bear. If I could erase those lines from your face and bring back the gold to your hair, if God would but grant me the power just to turn back the pages of time, I would give all I own if I could but atone to that silver-haired daddy of mine. Caused you to bear. If I could erase those lines from your face and bring back the gold to your hair, if God would but grant me the power just to turn back the pages of time, I would give all I own if I could but atone to that silvery-haired daddy of mine. I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine. I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps rolling on down to San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. Well, if they freed me mine. Then I'd move it on a little farther down the line, far from Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. And I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my Miss June Carter. We got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper's fry. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson, I'm going to mess around. Only I'm going to Jackson, look out Jackson Town. What? Into that city, people gonna stoop and bow. All them women gonna make me teach them what they don't know how. I'm going to Jackson, you turn loose on my coat. Honey, I'm going to Jackson. Goodbye, that's all she wrote. Well, that's like she in Jackson. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson, and that's a fact. Yeah, we're going to Jackson, ain't never coming back. So honey, we got married in a fever, oh, hotter than a pepper's sprout. Honey, we've been
Grammy Awards for a couple of years ago. We still like to sing it.
If I were a carpenter and you were a lady, would you marry me anyway? Would you have my baby?
If you were a carpenter and I were a lady, I'd marry you anyway. I'd have your baby.
Save your love through loneliness, save your love through sorrow. I gave you my loneliness, give me your tomorrow. If I were a miller and a mill wheel grinding, would you miss your colored blouse and your soft shoes shining? Oh, would you?
If you were a miller and a mill wheel grinding, out of my colored blouse and soft shoes shining.
Save your love through loneliness, save your love through sorrow. I gave you my loneliness, give me your tomorrow. Take the ribbon from your hair, shake it loose and let it fall. Lay it soft against your skin, like the shadows on the wall.
Come gonna lay down by my side till the early morning light. All I'm asking is your time.
Help me make it through the night. I don't care what's right or wrong. I don't try to understand. I don't care about tomorrow, 'cause tonight I need a friend.
Yesterday is dead and gone.
Yesterday is dead and gone.
And tomorrow's outside.
Ain't it sad to be alone? Help me make it through the night. Ain't it sad to be alone? Help me make it through the night. One solid hour. You go ahead and do your act now. Let me get a little break.
You're not serious.
Yes, do your act, honey. Let's do one of your old routines. You know, I used to be such a fan of June Carter. All my life I was, ever since I was a little bitty boy. On the radio. And I used to go see at the Grand Ole Opry when I was in grade school. And I just really do like you. And I'd like to see you do one of your acts, will you?
Boy, let me tell you. You see what's happened? I went for years. I used to work with my family, the Carter family, you know, and I went through a long period of my life that I used to do comedy all the time, or that's what some people call it.
I still laugh a lot. I still laugh all the time, practically.
And then I've been real lazy. Like for the last 3 or 4 years, I was busy doing other things. I've been trying to just be Miss Johnny Cash and be a mama because I've got a little baby boy. And I've been looking after him, and I haven't done that kind of stuff in a long time.
Would you like to introduce Johnny
You
Carter?
think they might like to see him?
Is he back there?
No, I don't back here, Johnny Carter. Let me see. Where's my baby?
He's not a baby, he's my boy.
Where's my son? Where are you, son? Son, where are you? Over
There he is.
here? Back here? That's there. There he is, way back there. Wave to the people, honey. Wave to them.
I see it.
You're way back there, aren't you, honey? Well, I've been trying to look after him. Here, you've got me out here now. Since you've decided to be in concert, you've got me out here. Do you want me to do something like I used to years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, I will, just for minutes. There's nothing else.
All right.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I did this in Little Rock a long time ago, and some of them might remember it, but I haven't done it in a long time, and I'm not sure that I know exactly how to do it, but I'll give you my interpretation of some people.
Okay.
I don't know how this is going to be. I'd like to show you a girl from Memphis who's tried to make it through the snow to get to Little Rock to see the Johnny Cash show tonight, and she's gotten out of the car. She's trying to come up to the front, and she has to cross a great big mud hole. This is a Memphis girl trying to come to Little Rock.
John Carter lived here long.
Don't pay any attention to him, son. It's a mud hole, son. And here's another one from Stuttgart. She's been there a long time. that blind mud hole.
But there is a girl from Little Rock who said she would make it.
This is your song, son.
You gave me a blanket to keep me from the cold.
And you gave me a song I learned to sing.
You showed me some beauty through the windows of your soul.
And you showed me a world I've never seen.
Each giving to the other, loving, giving it away.
We spent the precious time we knew was born.
'Cause you gave me the courage to live with yesterday.
And you gave me tomorrow.
You brought me a candle to light my way to bed.
And you erased those shadows I've been seeing.
You brought me a pillow to rest my weary head.
And you taught me a gentle way of dreaming.
And even if you leave me, I'll be richer when you go.
I'm richer with the loving you gave me.
'Cause you gave me a blanket to keep me from the cold.
And you gave me
Oh, baby. I'd a hammer in the morning, I'd a hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd a hammer out danger, I'd a hammer out warning, I'd a hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a bell, ring it in the morning, ring it in the evening, all over this land. I bring out danger, I bring out warning, I bring out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a song, sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out warning to my brothers and my sisters of this land. Here's the first song I ever remembered singing with my mom. I was standing by my window on one cold and cloudy day when I saw that hearse come rolling for to carry my mother away. Will a circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's there home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. And Lord, I told that Undertaker won't you please drive slow on this lady. You are hauling all I hate to feel on the road. Will a circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's there home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. I remember when I was the last time to heart and things were bad, but there's a silver lining behind every cloud. Just poor people, that's all we were, trying to make a living out of blackland dirt. We'd get together in a family circle, singing loud. Daddy sing bass,
And my mama sings tenor.
and me and his brother were going riding now. Cause singing seems to help a troubled soul. One of these days it won't be long, I'll rejoin them in a song. I'm gonna join the family circle at the throne. Oh, the circle won't be broken by and by, Lord, by and by. Daddy sing bass,
And my mama sings tenor.
me and little brother were going riding in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Hey, come on. Won't be broken by and by, Lord, by and by. Daddy sing bass,
And my mama sings tenor.
me and little brother was going riding in the sky, Lord, in the sky. In the sky, Lord, in the sky. Oh, I'm tired and so weary, but I must go along till the Lord comes and calls me away. Oh yes, and the morning's so bright, and the Lamb is alive, and the night is as black as the sea. Oh yes, there'll be peace in the valley for me someday. There will be peace in the valley for me. Dear Lord, I pray there'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble I see. There'll be peace in the valley for me someday. and the wolf will be tame, and the lion shall lay down with the lamb, yes he will, and the beast from the wild will be led by a child, and I'll be changed from this creature that I am. Thank God. There'll be peace in the valley for me someday. There'll be peace in the valley for me. Dear Lord, I pray there'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble I see. There will be peace in the valley for me. For me. Keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the inside for the tide and vine. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day is through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you, because you're mine, I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right, because you're mine, I walk the line. Good night, everybody. God bless you.